Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Blue Ribbon Lounge podcast.
Welcome back to the lounge. We're here with your post-Christmas episode.
Yeah, post-Christmas, pre-New Year's. Hope you guys are enjoying maybe some time off or fat and happy.
Yeah, maybe that little stretch before you get some more time off before New Year's.
Hell yeah,
This will help you
girl.
get through work.
yeah.
Just,
It'll be a slog.
all right, play this out loud to annoy your coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here from us here to you there. We hope your holidays were good.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that bonus episode we got with Hollywood Dave and the Worm.
Hollywood Dave and the Worm.
Yeah.
Coming to you live at the Blue Ribbon Lounge. Coming to you from a time-traveling distance.
Yes, from the near past.
From the near past. It was just here.
Yeah, that's why it was near.
Yeah, so we got another episode for you.
Yeah, we do.
You know, this is going to be a little bit different, but did you want to start us off, Dave? What's some stuff you wanted to talk about?
Just because with New Year's coming up,
Yeah?
figured a lot of people are thinking about resolutions.
Ooh. What are the things you're going to change?
Yeah, and apparently that is a tradition from the Babylonians.
Oh, really?
Yes, from like 2000 BC.
Did the Babylonians have a different calendar, I wonder?
Yes.
Okay. But, I mean, a tradition can move around, you know?
Right, because they celebrated their New Year's during a 12-day festival called Akitu.
Akitu.
Yeah, A-K-I-T-U. And it started with the vernal equinox.
Vernal equinox. Is that the longest day of the year?
That's
Or longest night of the year?
It's when they're equal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's the spring equinox.
Okay.
As opposed to the whatever the fall one's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because they're both equinoxes.
Yeah, there's a couple? Is it?
There should be two. There's one when the days get longer
Oh,
and then
okay.
it comes in the middle, and then there's one when it goes the other way.
I'm thinking of maybe solstices.
Oh, yeah.
Where just recently it was the longest night of the year, and now the days start to get longer.
Yeah.
And then the other one is where the day is the longest, and then the days start to get shorter. So
Yeah,
I was thinking of
yes.
solstices. You have equinoxes and solstices.
Yeah. And this one was actually in March is when they would celebrate their New Year's.
Oh, okay.
So, because the vernal equinox is like the start of spring.
Is that closer to the Chinese New Year as well? Or is the Chinese New Year just a little bit after our New Year?
They're like in February, I want to say.
Okay.
So, kind of, I think the Chinese one's in between. But back then, it would start with the
February
farming.
17th.
Okay, January, February, yeah, and then March.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Babylonian ones, it started when they would plant their crops.
Oh, okay.
And then they would usually crown a new king or reaffirm the sitting king.
That's cool.
And they also made promises to pay back their debts. So they would return any borrowed like farm equipment and stuff that they had, so they could start the new year like with a clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of
It's a good tradition.
yeah. It's good to start with a clean slate because I think the Chinese New Year they actually have a tradition where you sweep your house and you sweep it all outside,
Okay.
so you start like a fresh, clean
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Romans adopted it, but Julius Caesar, when he started messing with the calendar, and which is the calendar we have now, the Julian calendar, he made New Year's in January, which was the start of the Julian calendar.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure why he pushed it back. Maybe because it was closer to
His birthday?
maybe, but it was a celebration of the god Janus, which is a two-faced god,
Okay.
and like he's like the god of doorways.
Oh.
So he's like looking forward and backwards. So he kind of the god of reflection and hope.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And they also kind of made it like, you know, things you want to like reflecting on the past or like maybe regrets or something, and then looking forward to the future and maybe like fixing those regrets or paying your debts, and then kind of setting ideas for plans for the future. Is kind of the basis of what we do basically for our New Year's.
Yeah. Yeah, start that clean slate.
Yeah, and I think it said something like 86% of people make resolutions, but only about 8% of them like come get through with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like people set resolutions that are like so uncapturable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be better at this. And then, like, the first time you make a mistake, it's, like, canceled out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. That's totally not a realistic resolution.
Well, like, I got a couple tips to help you keep your resolution.
Hot tips.
Yeah.
Hot tips from Dave.
So,
Just the tips.
Yeah. The rib tips.
Oh.
Steak tips. Yeah. But it's the first one is avoid like negativity or like wording your resolution negatively, like quitting or stopping. Like, I'm going to quit biting my nails, or I'm going to stop getting coffee. Instead, maybe be like, I want my nails to grow, you know, and so then that would imply that you stop biting your nails.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can, like, you know, make milestones, or like if you're doing something where it's like you want to lose weight or you want to do something, take a picture. So you have a before and after. So that way when you hit a certain milestone and you take that next picture, you can see a change.
Okay.
So then you have kind of like a goal you're setting up for yourself. Set time to reflect. So if you're like a coffee drinker, or you like your Sunday comics or something, when you sit down to have your, you know, your me time, maybe like journal or think about like what you've done to like kind of get to your goal, or things that you could do better to help with your goal.
Yeah. Yeah, journaling is such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
If nothing else, to get a lot of things out of your head.
Yeah. So, and it's written down. And sometimes when it helps.
Yeah. You're like talking to yourself almost.
Yeah. Number 3 is keep it simple.
Kiss.
Yeah. So,
keep it simple, sailor.
Yeah, my mom used to say sweetie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because my stepdad would be like, keep it simple, stupid. And my mom's like, that's so negative. We should call it sweetie. And then it's like, if you pick a goal that you think will like make you feel better, that usually helps, because like there was a comedian, Doug Stanhope.
Yes.
On his last special that I saw, he said like sobriety. He's like, it's funny how a sober day can lead to other sober days.
Yeah.
Because when you feel better, you kind of want to keep doing that stuff that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like if you have a weight loss goal, instead of like saying I got to lose 50 pounds or I'm going to do this, maybe instead word it like, I'm going to try I'm going to try different salads every day.
Oh,
I'm going to try
okay.
different salads for lunch.
Yeah.
You know, and so then you have a goal that is not like so like daunting, like trying to lose weight, but it's easy enough to pick up like a different salad every day.
Yeah. Also being flexible. Like, I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, if you lose 20, that's good too.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, it doesn't mean you got to stop at 20, and it doesn't mean you really got to stop at 50, you know, depending on what your real long-term goals are, you know?
Yeah. Also, like, see if there's any barriers you can remove out of your way. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, maybe get rid of the Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
Or not have snacks readily available.
Yeah, we do not have a lot of snacks in the house.
Yeah.
But when a big tub of cookies comes walking through the door, boy, they'll get eaten up.
Yeah. Or like, if you're trying to remember to like take your vitamins every day, buy one of those like weekly vitamin containers, and then you just fill that up, and then every day you already got them laid out. instead of just relying on yourself to pull them out every day.
Yeah. I have such a hard time remembering just about everything. I got to keep things out, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, my wife's dresser is, like, really nice and organized and clean, and then mine's just got a bunch of shit all over it.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that shit, or like, they call it in the ADHD world, doom piles.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase.
Yeah, so, like, if I got a bunch of mail or something I got to get to, just get stacked into the pile. And then my wife will move it, and I'll be like, where the fuck did my pile go? And I'll be like,
Right.
It's like the third one down. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, or it's like, this is to do and that's to put off.
Yeah. An organized mess.
Exactly. Let's see. Another one is like create incentives. Like if you don't want to look at your phone during dinner or something like that, you put it away, and then if you find yourself looking at your phone, then maybe you owe someone at the table $1.
Okay.
So that way it incentivizes you not to look at your phone.
Yeah, that's like the curse jar.
Yeah, like the swear jar.
Swear jar, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like a cursed jar. But let us know in the comments if you have a cursed item in your house.
Yeah. You can also change up your routine, because that was one that I've heard about, like bad habits also. Or like a friend of mine went to Cats,
Okay.
and one of the things that they said is, if you're trying to break a bad habit or maybe not drink, rearrange your room or rearrange your furniture. That way everything's different. So it's kind of like that clean start thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like I am a snacker.
Yeah.
I love to snack. And I do a lot of fasting, because once I eat, I'm just fucking eating all day. And so now at my current job and a lot of other jobs, on my lunch break, instead of going into the break room that has vending machines, or I know your work has a cafeteria.
Yeah.
Instead of going into a place like that, I'll just stay away from it, because I mean, I do wish I had the willpower to not do that very often, or like I won't go into a gas station if I'm just getting gas.
Yeah.
Because I know if I go in there, I'm gonna get a soda pop or a little snack.
Right.
And so just by like removing that temptation is a lot of help, because we're people.
Yeah.
We're people. We make mistakes.
We're fallible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You just got to work around it.
Yeah. And then also, don't worry about slip ups.
Yes.
Like, don't beat yourself up over having that cookie or going to the vending machine. Just be like, well, I got to do better next time.
Or, as opposed to beating yourself up mentally, just, hey, I did eat that cookie, and so now I guess I get to walk around the block,
Yeah.
and just take off and do it.
Right. That helps.
Yeah.
But that's like fortitude. That's also like,
Yeah.
maybe also like the incentive thing. Or like, oh no, I visited the vending machine. That means I have to do 20 push-ups when I get home or something.
Or maybe that means like go it the opposite way. If I do 20 push-ups, I can have a little snack. I can have a Christmas cookie.
Yeah. Or if you like, I'm going to do yoga 3 times this week. If you get to it, then maybe like have a cheat meal or something.
Yeah.
Just kind of reward yourself.
Yeah. And these are just ideas. Figure it out for yourself.
Yeah. And
You're an adult, maybe.
yeah. If none of that sounds appealing, you can always just get a piece of paper and write down all your regrets from the past year. Maybe even like people that you have grudges with or something. Write it all on a piece of paper and then light it on fire.
Oh, dude, I love that.
And then let it go, and then just let it go. Like all that's just let go.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things about journaling. But that imagery with man's greatest tool, fire, is such a great just end cap for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I think in Venezuela on New Year's they make an effigy of like an enemy. And then they write their regrets and stuff and put it in their pocket and then set the effigy on fire.
Okay.
But then they also like jump over it so many times or something. There's a little ritual that goes with it.
To get over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did that one time. So I had just like suitcases and notebooks and drawers full of little folded up pieces of paper of a lot of just like really creative ideas and little sketches and like poems and song lyrics and all sorts of stuff. And it was just like, it became such a burden, both physically and mentally,
Yeah.
that I wasn't getting around to it. That one day I just burned it all.
Yeah.
And it's like, nothing happened, like the world didn't end because I didn't finish any of those projects.
Right.
But it was, I'm sure I've said this quote before, but, what's his name? George Seinfeld or Jerry Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld.
George
Seinfeld. Jerry Carlin.
Jerry Seinfeld said one time, and it really resonated with me, creativity is like a stallion in your brain. If you don't tame it, it'll drive you crazy. So I like just getting stuff out, and I used to hold on to all of them because I was like, this could be the next thing.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, I'll find it later and just be like, I don't need this anymore, and just throw it away.
Yeah.
Because now I have a manageable amount of little notes and things like that.
Right.
But I had to get over that hump, so I burned the shit out of it.
It's good to do. Like, usually anytime if I move, go through everything and then be like, well, why am I holding on to this paper? Why is this still here? A lot of it is like bill stuff or like insurance stuff. And it's like, okay, you need the good insurance paper bill stuff, but any of like stuff they send you or things, it's like just, that can just go.
Because you can use some of that stuff every once in a while, and so you keep it, but then your insurance changes every year.
Yeah.
And you're not going back through your little files to throw it away. So, when you have that ability to purge the things you don't need, the last 5 years worth of out-of-date insurance information or whatever.
Yeah.
Get rid.
Yeah. Because I think my insurance, like my car insurance, they send me a new policy every year just to make sure I got the packet. So
Yeah.
then they just pile up, and then I'm like, I can get rid of half of these.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Keep the top one.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's something my wife is now doing. She started this little kind of side thing called the Mindful Sort, where she's been helping a lot of her friends organize and talking to them about kind of the concepts of what you really need and what you hold on to, and keeping an orderly room. Because, you look around the lounge deep beneath the Earth's crust.
Yes.
And I have a lot of shit, but I am trying to get to a point where I want all the best shit.
Yeah.
And I want it to be out so I and other people can enjoy it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to have like attics full of stuff and closets full of great stuff, and because I remember going through some stuff and just being like, why is this in here for me to not enjoy?
Right.
So, and like, we have a lot of vintage things, and we drink out of vintage cups and use vintage towels because we like vintage stuff. And so then we use it instead of having like vintage glassware on a shelf, and then we drink out of brand new cups.
Right. Yeah, because you're the kind of collectors for practicality, not, when we go to retire, we can sell all this glassware.
Yeah.
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 Because that's kind of like hoarding. It's like,
it turns into hoarding. A collection can easily become a hoard.
yeah, and kind of like Worm was touching on a little bit when he was talking about like selling chip bags or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of that stuff is like you can look on a Blue Book or like the whatever kind of trading sheets. I know like baseball cards have like Upper Deck or Beckett, I think, comes out with a list of how much it's worth.
Yeah.
But if nobody's willing to pay you $100 for that Jose Canseco and your highest offer is $50, well, guess what? That card's only worth $50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring that up because I was going to talk to him about like the concept of like I was cleaning out the basement and I had stashed away a bunch of new PBR cans.
Okay.
Because of the Blue Ribbon Lounge. That's
Yeah.
what it was named after, PBR. And because I used to go to these estate sales and yard sales and buy old cans
Yeah.
Well, at some point, it was a new can that somebody decided to keep.
Right.
And so I was like, well, in 50 years, this will be an old can.
Yeah.
And I got rid of them all because I don't want to be that person.
Right.
And there may be other people like that who are doing it. But it was just a concept to me that's like, if nobody saves these, then how will we remember?
Yeah.
And it was just an interesting thought I had re-listening to that episode.
Right. Which is funny because I've had that thought before back when I was a bachelor, and I would collect liquor bottles,
Oh, yeah.
but only if they had like something cool like engraved in the glass. Because yeah, like you said, at one point this is going to be old and cool. Just because you can get there's 50 of them on the shelf right now doesn't mean in the future,
Yeah, because, 49 of those people are going to drink it and throw the bottle away.
Yeah, exactly. But then, like I said, I went to move, and then I'm like, I don't
Actually, no.
Yeah, I don't want to keep all this stuff. Like, just toss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something like it could pay off, but I doubt it. Because there was like a brand new Mario / Duck Hunt Super Nintendo game in the wrapping that some kid got for Christmas with his Nintendo, but the Nintendo came already with that game.
Yeah.
So then he just threw it in a desk drawer and forgot about it. And then, 20, 30 years later, he's like, oh, I still got this unopened game. And it's like he sold it for $1 million in auction.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because it was so original packaging, still sealed, perfect. Like it had like an A+ rating or whatever.
Yeah.
And like you think of stuff like that, and you're like, wow. But then, like, if I get an action figure of the Crow, it's like it's cool to look at it in the box, but it'd be really cool if I get out and like pose them and like set them up to look like, like display it and not just display it in the box.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, if I hang on to it, maybe my kid will hang on to it and then it'll be worth something. But what are the chances that's going to happen?
Yeah. But then you got to go out and put it on eBay or find somebody to buy it.
Right.
Like you said, if the only person that wants to buy it is going to give you $50 for it.
Yeah, because not to throw anybody under the bus, but Mikey T had a bunch of beer steins, like really old ones, because he used to have a job clearing out old houses.
Oh, that's cool.
And he found a bunch, and he had them for a long time. And then he was like, you know what, I'm going to go see what these are worth. And then they were kind of like, So they weren't, the people he was trying to sell it to weren't as excited as he was about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks because you can find something that you're like, this is really cool and interesting, keep it for 10 years, but then if nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with the internet and stuff, it's easier to find someone who might want that.
Yeah.
But you have to do a lot of legwork for it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, if you're.
Well, yeah, listen to all the stuff that Worm had to go through to ship an amp across the country,
Yeah. But also, it seems like he's been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
So,
once you start doing it, then it becomes easier.
right, and then you get like those connections of people that like, oh, Bob likes vintage signs, Charles likes old roller skates.
Yeah.
Like, so if you come across that stuff, you have people that that'll buy it, like American Pickers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't think they sell a lot of stuff. But anyways, we won't go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've heard the one in LeClaire. A lot of people are like, oh, let's go visit. And then they're like, this shop is kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of looking up. I can't remember if I talked about it. I don't think I did, though. This concept of noblesse oblige. Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
It's the idea of here. Oh God, my notes are so bad this time.
This time.
Yeah, right.
They're better than mine. At least this, I got mine like printed out and stuff. It's not just handwritten like a psychopath.
Oh my gosh, what is going on here?
So, oblique oblige.
Oh, noblesse oblige. It's the idea that the wealthy or powerful in a society have an obligation to lift up the poor and weak. Can be summed up simply as the responsibility of privilege. And then kind of more precisely, it's like whoever claims to be noble must conduct himself nobly, and one must act in a fashion that conforms to one's position.
Is that kind of the concept of if one boat rises, all boats rise kind of thing?
Kind of. Yeah, it's like you are the tide that rises other boats.
Yeah.
And so that's like a French term. But the Romans had this idea of erogatism, where they would like pay for feasts for the poor, or the rich would build monuments, or sponsor plays, or like the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Type thing where they would, put on big shows for people to go to and kind of forget their cares for a while.
Yeah.
Or even the concept of like nobility, or like the elite leading the front of a battle.
Yeah.
And so like in Rome, I guess there's buildings that have the words Desa Puna on it, Desa Puna. And that means
Desa Puna.
So in Greek that means done with his own money, meaning the wealthy Roman had paid to have it built.
Okay.
And they did this for like libraries and hospitals and things like that.
Well, you said like Rome, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the Italian artists like Michelangelo and Donatello and Leonardo and
Raphael.
They would have rich backers to commission works of art. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of the same thing?
Yeah, where like you are paying for something everybody can enjoy, like the Sistine Chapel,
right?
And then even the Christian teachings have stuff like this. Like in the Gospel of Luke, Jesus says, "Everyone to whom much has been given, of him much will be required, and from him to whom they trusted much, they will demand the more." And there's like a popular Christian legend where like this Saint Martin came across a poor half-naked beggar dude, and Saint Martin cut his cloak in half in order to share it with the beggar. And later that night, the beggar came to him in a dream as Christ, and that was by him sharing his possessions with a lesser man is what ended up saving him. And then there's like Jesus was said to have said, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. And so that means like you can be rich. You can be rich and get into heaven, but it's about what you do with it.
Right.
Like if you have no money and you're just kind to people, then, you're more than likely going to make it if you live just a righteous life. But if you're rich, you have an obligation to not only live righteously, but to act righteously by giving to the less fortunate. And it also like medieval times where like the concept of chivalry and the way a knight would behave, because a knight was like, a king maybe would do something for the whole town or land or whatever, but like knights would be chivalrous towards mostly maybe women and children, but also the less fortunate. And
that's just a little side note. Medieval knights would renew their vow of chivalry during the New Year's too by putting their hand on a peacock.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it became the annual peacock vow, usually at the end of the year as a resolution to maintain their knightly values.
I'm like, where are peacocks native to?
All over.
Asia and Africa.
Oh, really?
With like two of the biggest countries.
Yeah.
And even like, who was that? Andrew Carnegie.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the first like super wealthy people in America.
Yeah, there's a lot of libraries.
Yep, he built over 3,000 public libraries. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see it for sure, but I would assume he had something to do with Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
You know, if you're able to build a place for events to happen, maybe that, you know, lowers the ticket price of people to be able to go or something.
Yeah, or it gives them a space to go to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I listen to a lot of NPR, and the Carnegie Foundation pops up a lot.
Oh, really?
Because they still are out there donating money because of his like trust
That's
that he
cool.
set up.
And I had come across that, and it's just like, I feel like that doesn't really happen so much anymore. Like,
No.
it's more like companies and rich people, like, they'll put out a product, but then, like, a good product that you kind of need, but then you still have to buy it,
Yeah.
and they make a ton of money off of it.
Like that whole, excuse me, insulin
Yeah.
fiasco.
Yeah, or like, I mean, well, and it's also hard because I'm sure they donate a lot of money,
Yeah.
but that I would assume, my perception is that they do that so that they can get tax write-offs.
Right, because a lot of them have like the Clinton Foundation and stuff like that. They pretty much launder their money through that, so that it's
Yeah.
tax free, or they get that tax credit back. Or like I heard on the internet, so I don't know how true it is, but especially like around the holidays and stuff, when you see something like Round Up for Hunger, Round Up for St. Jude's when you're at Walmart
Yeah.
or the grocery store, what I heard sorry, is that those companies make a big donation to like St. Jude's, and then they do the roundup for St. Jude's to get their money back, to recoup the money.
I have heard that as well, and that's why I used to not do it, and I still don't do it because now I'm broke.
Well, yeah.
but I have also heard that that's not true.
Okay.
Because I had heard that too, where I had heard that the money they collected, that they wrote off as donation.
Yeah.
But I've also heard that that's not accurate. So I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's also what I've heard about corporations when they're like, oh, we gave all our employees Harley Davidsons, but then on your taxes, then it comes in through that, and then it's taxed.
As a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somehow they get a tax write-off on top of giving you a gift.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So they're kind of getting away with both sides.
Yeah.
There.
Well, and like I even hear stuff like Bill Gates is a guy that I often hear is trying to do interesting stuff. Like he was trying to solve hunger by making meat in a factory or
Oh, yeah.
And I get it and understand, but like also couldn't you just like buy a bunch of cans of corn,
Right.
you know, or something different?
Yeah. And he got a lot of flack during the whole vaccine debacle because he gives a lot of vaccines to Africa, but then they're like, oh, are they just using Africans as guinea pigs for these vaccines that then
Yeah.
are approved for use in the States or something like that?
Yeah. And it's just very murky right now as to what the rich are really doing.
Yeah.
And like I don't see in any way how Elon Musk benefits me.
No,
You
not
know?
at all.
Yeah.
And I don't, there's a lot of billionaire worship these days too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a lot to do with social media.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it would be like, oh, I could be, maybe one day I'll be a rock star, maybe one day I'll be a movie star. But now that everybody can get on TikTok, they're like, oh, I'm going to be TikTok famous. And
Yeah.
all these famous and rich people, one day I'll be like them. So, you know, oh, people defend that they shouldn't pay taxes, or they pay enough
Yeah.
taxes, and then it's like, you'll
Well,
never be that rich.
Yeah,
So-
and it's kind of like the trickle-down effect, what they call it, from Reagan.
Yeah.
Where if you let a bunch of billionaires keep all their money, they're more incentivized to open another business
Yeah.
and hire people
Right.
and spread the wealth down. And I'm like, boy, that faucet is just at a trickle, baby.
yeah. Ronald Reagan helped destroy the middle class.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, well, especially, and it's like only gotten worse and worse between, first it was robots.
Yeah.
And then one robot can do the manpower of 10 people.
Right.
And that was taking away blue collar jobs.
Right.
And now you have all this
That's
AI.
like Detroit kind of
Yeah.
took a shit.
And now you have all this AI that is trying to take away white collar jobs.
Yeah.
Well, and then you had
Or even creative jobs.
yeah, and then you have fucking Bill Clinton's NAFTA.
Yeah.
And that's where they sent all the jobs overseas to be done not for $20 an hour by middle America, but for $2 an hour by Asian kids.
Yeah, but it was also a North American free trade agreement.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of caused the immigration crisis, or whatever you want to call it, because a lot of Mexican farmers who could sell their corn in Mexico and cheaper than you could buy corn from the United States. But then once there was free trade in the North America, then American farmers could sell just as cheap as or not cheaper than the Mexican farmers, especially if the United States government is subsidizing American corn. So then it's, cheaper for them to buy corn from America, and then that put all the Mexican farmers out of business. And so then they migrate up here to work on our farms. And
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, why are they coming to take our jobs? Like, because we took their jobs to begin with.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, between NAFTA and the trickle down economics, they're good in theory.
Right.
They had some
Well,
benefits.
I don't think trickle down was ever a good idea.
Well, it's not a bad idea if you take the human aspect out of it. Like, for a rich dude, if he doesn't have to pay so much in taxes and he could start another business
Right.
and hire more people, that is a good idea.
Yeah, if you
But-
give someone a tax incentive to open a Macy's downtown Davenport, then we have a Macy's, and then that creates jobs.
Right. It's the follow through. Like, because of NAFTA, it put all these other people out of business, and now they came up here to take some of the jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying immigrants are taking all of our jobs. They took our jobs, but it's like they make these laws without fully thinking them through.
Yeah, because it's like I'll call it like the Walmart effect, where there's a small town somewhere, and then the mayor or something's like, oh, we'll give tax incentive and we'll build a Walmart and that'll create jobs. But then it also kills a bunch of jobs, like the hardware stores and
Yeah.
the corner markets and the mom and pop bakeries. Like those all start going out of business because now there's a Walmart everybody's going to buy for cheaper.
Yeah, and then so you have a nearby Walmart, and so a lot of those places go out of business. Even in surrounding areas, there's a big deal right now with Dollar General.
Yeah.
Like, every town has a Dollar General, but it's all processed food, and it's all, it's called Dollar General.
Right.
But it's like everything is marked up like 10% because you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah. I noticed that over the holidays we went to Hobby Lobby, which I don't like because of their
Politics.
yeah.
Or, yeah, politics.
yeah politics. But to go there and be like, oh, this Christmas stuff is 50% off, and this is 50. I'm like, so how much was it worth to begin with
Yeah.
that you can slash it 50% off?
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
so-
they go up to 90% off.
Yeah, so it's like obviously this stuff. You're making a huge profit that you can slash it 50% and still
Yeah.
make a profit.
Yeah, and their shit's like, it's like every other week, like the same, like frames will be on sale this week,
Yeah.
and then decor will be on sale the next week. And then the next week, frames are on sale again.
Yeah.
And it's like every other week, it's like the same thing on sale. And it's not like clearance stuff.
Right.
It's like just the shit on the shelves.
Right. So it's like, I'm like, well, obviously that stuff, when it says, oh, it's $30, but it's 60% off, so we're getting it for 10, or I don't know what math.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, then obviously it wasn't worth $30 if they can sell it for 5 and still make a profit.
Yeah. And then you have Amazon coming in and they ship everywhere.
Yeah.
And they have like in their contracts where if you sell on Amazon, it has to be the lowest price that you sell.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you sell it on your own website, it has to be more expensive.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And then, you know, all these stories about Amazon employees having to pee in bottles.
Yeah.
And like
Quotas and all that.
yeah, they have like cameras and AI in their delivery cars, to where I had just recently heard that somebody got fired for like swerving out of the way of not getting into an accident.
Oh, really?
And like maybe they fucked up a couple of times and that was like their third strike and they got fired or something.
Jeez.
But yeah, they're just like pressing their thumbs so hard on customer or on vendors and employees. And then people, we were talking about it with Worm, you know, people buy something, and I've been guilty of this too, you know, I'm no saint, but buying something on Amazon and then just returning it, and then Amazon gives them their money back, but it also costs twice as much to return the item, and so the vendor gets screwed, and then they end up just putting it in a box and selling it for, you know, like $100 or whatever, as a huge box. Yeah, and then somebody buys that, and now you have all these third market companies where like you just go in and buy shit that people didn't want off Amazon. I don't know. It's so crazy.
That is crazy. And it's one of those things too, because it is convenient. And like, if you lost, I don't know, the remote to your TV, and you go to Best Buy, you go to wherever, and you can't find it, well, you can get on the internet, and usually Amazon has it, or one of these big places, and it's convenient. Or you're looking for something very specific, Amazon will have it.
Yeah. Where you used to get like, you ever heard of Rock Auto?
No.
It was like a website to where you could get, it was like essentially like an online O'Reilly's or something.
Okay.
But they had the cheapest prices on anything for any make and model of car.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then also like eBay Autos was doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where people would pull stuff off and sell it. But, you know, most people probably just go to Amazon now, I would think.
Yeah. And some of that stuff, it doesn't make sense. Like because we'll watch commercials for like DoorDash. Mm-hmm. And just the commercials don't even make sense. And it's weird because it's like people driving home, and a kid will be like, oh, like tacos. And they're like, oh, we're going to eat at home. And then they'll be like, oh, look, they have ice cream, and like, we're eating at home. And then they get home and they DoorDash it. And it's like, well, you just spent an extra $20 on top of what you bought to get it delivered, when you could have just stopped when your kid was like, tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit overzealous on tipping.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tip a couple of bucks if I pick something up.
Yeah.
Because, like, man, we're all in this together right now. Like,
Yeah.
the rich aren't going to take care of us. So I'll throw an extra five spot on something. Or, I mean, I go to the bar and I drink sodas.
Yeah.
You buy the first soda, the rest are free. I'll still tip every couple of drinks.
Right.
You know,
$1 a soda, or it used to $1 beer.
I do $1 every two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for sodas, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But nowadays, even the tipping's kind of got out of control.
It is weird that, because I have a friend that works at a bar, and he knows regulars that, like, if he just gives them a check, they'll write a higher amount on the tip that's like over 20%.
Yeah.
Or he has some guys that if he brings the iPad over, then they'll pick like the 15 or 20. But if he brings the check over, they'll just tip like $5.
Yeah.
15 or 20%.
Right.
But then, yeah, like you get asked to tip in a lot of places, a lot of weird places.
Yeah, because I mean, like some of them, like Subway. I'm like, I've never tipped at a Subway before, but now there's an option to tip.
Yeah, and I'll tip that. I'll tip $1 on that. Personally, Dave, you ain't gotta
Yeah.
agree with it. You don't gotta.
Well, like pizza, like what's your, like when a delivery driver brings me a pizza, I'll tip the delivery driver. But if I go pick up a pizza,
Part of it is how easy they make it.
yeah,
Because I don't have a lot of cash lately.
right,
That's also part of being broke.
yeah,
But yeah, I'll definitely tip a delivery driver. I don't hate when people put gratuity on a check. I think a 10% gratuity isn't bad, or like a delivery fee,
yeah,
and then you throw another 5 at them or something.
yeah. Because I don't know, delivery. I always just figured there's jobs that don't get paid minimum wage because of tips.
Yeah.
And those jobs, like waitresses and bartenders and delivery drivers, all throw in money because that's how they make their money.
Yeah,
Because I've known a lot of those people and they're like, oh shit, okay, I paid this bill, but I work today, so I'm guaranteed to come home with at least $60 for groceries. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't mind tipping those people. Mm-hmm. But if it's a sandwich maker, in theory, they should be making, a living wage, some kind of, not
theory.
a living, but a wage.
well, yeah, and it's different around here because we have Illinois' minimum wage is like 15,
Yeah.
and then Iowa's minimum wage is like 7.
Is it still like 7.5 or 7?
It's pretty low. I don't know. I cannot confirm. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But it's lower at least.
Yeah.
Even like $10 would be impossible. I make as much now as I did like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Part of it's my own fault, but also we're getting by, no big deal. But it's like, God, if I made any less, dude, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
$10 an hour. I remember starting out, my first job was like $6.50,
Yeah.
And-
Something like that.
and then working your way up to 10, or like getting a job for 11, and you're like, whoa, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like now $11 an hour, dude. You would be screwed.
Yeah, back in the day, that'd be great. Like, a $10 an hour job? Fuck yeah.
Well, and then people are like, oh, those are entry level jobs for kids. And it's like, yeah, but like you have a wife who gets divorced and now has to take care of their kids
Yeah.
and get a job. That person, maybe doesn't have like educated skills. But dude, it's a skill to be fucking
Yeah.
in the back of a McDonald's flipping burgers and fucking dealing with people ordering food.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
you need to be highly skilled in talking to people if you're going to get fucking bitched at for cold fries.
Right. And I've known people that have actually made a living being like a service worker.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I had a friend, his dad was a manager of Arby's, I think.
Oh, okay.
And his mom was a teacher, but they were able to they had like 6 kids or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be unheard of now.
Yeah.
Even a teacher.
Right. Even teachers are kind of getting screwed.
Yeah, teachers should be making CEO wages.
Yeah. They should be up there with doctors
Yeah.
because they're,
Shaping the minds of the youth.
yeah. And you think that,
Also, babysitting fucking teenagers all day?
yeah.
Kill me.
And especially nowadays with all the shorter attention spans and they quote everybody's ADHD, but probably because everybody's just
On their
and
phones.
the screens, I feel like do something
Yeah.
to them.
I don't doubt it. I mean, we're not a scientific podcast, but
But there's some I've heard like secondhandly that there was a guy that gave up his phone for 10 years.
Whoa.
I don't know if it was like he lost his eyesight or something so that he couldn't be on his phone. But then they scanned him like right when it happened, or right when he gave it up.
his brain piece?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
after, and then it, like, they kind of, his brain didn't heal, but it definitely, like, has more active, like, synopsis
Oh, okay.
than before when he was on his phone all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be like one of those cigarette things.
But it's going to go out of style.
It's going to go on, or they're going to be like, oh my God, can you believe that we were given fucking 6-year-olds
Yeah,
laptops.
Can you believe we were smoking in hospitals? Can you believe we were giving 6-year-olds iPads?
Yeah. But back to the rich thing.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, when you were talking about charity and stuff, the thing that got me, especially after like Katrina or big disasters like the California
George Bush hates black people.
Yeah. That was the first red flag from Kanye. But even like the California wildfires and stuff, like these celebrities will come out and be like, we need to give and we need to help and we need to donate, and they'll put on a concert, or they'll do like, you know, like a telethon or something. But what you never see them do is just be like, oh, let me go, you know,
Roof everybody's house on this block.
right, or just pay to have their houses roofed, or pay off their mortgages.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're fucking like Tom Cruise or something, and you just made $10 million for a movie, I mean, and you're sitting on $500 million to roof a house, like even 10 houses, is not gonna affect you that much.
If you have like $100 million, 10% of your income, or 1% of your income, is $1 million,
yeah,
and that could pay for like 100 houses.
yeah, you could just pay off, especially like the people that were like, what are we gonna do when our houses are like, well, here, we'll pay off your mortgage so you don't have to worry about it. Just focus on rebuilding or buying a new house.
Yeah, take what you were earning for your mortgage payment and start to rebuild.
Yeah, but you never see them do that. But they'll sure as hell look for them to the middle class and be like, please give, come on, help out your fellow people.
Look to the evaporating middle class.
Yeah, and then just trying to squeeze us dry somewhere.
Yeah, it's all a fucking shit show out there.
Yeah, it can be.
Which brings me to my final point.
Okay.
If you're ready to get there, Dave.
Yeah.
I need a break. I need a fucking break. So we're taking January off.
We're going to take a hiatus. We're going to cocoon for the winter.
Yes, and I'm not going to lie to you to say that this could be the last episode, depending on how this hiatus goes.
Yeah.
I know Davey doesn't want that, and I truly don't want that either. But I got to figure out what my juice is for this podcast. I love hanging out with you, Dave.
Yeah, I understand, and it's one of those things. If you're not feeling it, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess if you're comfortable to spitball a little bit, personally, my opinion is I would like to do more interviews.
Yeah, I would like to do more interviews too. Maybe get a little more ingrained with the community.
I would love to make the podcast a little bit more about the Quad Cities, because that's where we live.
Yeah, or just more, well, like Quad Cities, and more informative.
And beyond.
Yeah, and beyond. But also like more informative, like how we had that Mr. Eric podcast.
Yeah, and I, you know, I don't hate Number One Fan.
Yeah.
Cam can come on, or you know, Black Magic Tyler, or
yeah.
But I'd like to get the people I know doing cool things in the Quad Cities, down here in the basement.
Speciality, and be like, well, where do you come up with your ideas to paint, or what, you know,
artists, even like business owners, or
like a mechanic,
or I got a buddy who's really deep in the union, and you know, pretty much anybody. And especially if you're in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, that would be easier.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the same old BRLP, but with a brand new face. So I'm coming on 2 years of being sober.
Yeah.
And the basement used to be highly decorated in Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, now it's only like 10% ABR?
I would say 10% I'd say maybe 25% still. Well,
yeah, but it used to be like 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're going to change the name of the Blue Ribbon Lounge to the Blue River Lounge.
Yeah.
To fit the indoor outdoor tiki aesthetic.
Yeah, and we're close to the river here.
Yeah.
Although it's the mighty muddy Mississippi.
yeah, not so blue most days. But yeah, that's a lot of the inspiration for what I've built the studio, the basement studio into.
Yeah.
So we'll be coming to you if we come to you. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm hoping to come back as the Blue River Lounge podcast, and making it just a little bit different.
Yeah. Same but shinier.
The same but different.
Yes.
And you know what? I know there's a good dozen listeners out there. And I'm pretty sure I probably know you personally. So if you have any thoughts,
yeah, Dan,
Dan, Corey, the Leadfoot Lunatics, number one fan.
Yeah.
I got hat in hand right now, to be completely honest. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Or even just, if you give a shit at all about the podcast coming back, I just you don't got to comment or like or share or whatever on most podcasts.
Yeah.
On most episodes, but this one I could use a little pick me up,
A little boost.
yeah, just to remind me that you're out there.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and if you have any thoughts or know anybody or any kind of
Direction.
episode ideas,
Yeah. Just to, because me and Dave are down here. We're living it.
I'll still down to do deep dives into different things.
Yeah, and I'm hoping this, breaking it up with interviews and stuff, takes a little bit of the pressure of finding something interesting, keeping it interesting, and delivering it.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the podcast, I wasn't 100% into Sasquatch and aliens and stuff, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Especially because it was new. We were doing the thing. And then I feel like I found a lane to where I was just coming across some pretty interesting stuff, and I liked that. And then it almost became a job that just didn't pay.
Right, yeah.
And so I just kind of lost the juice. So I'm hoping that kind of breaking it up with, because I feel like I'm good at talking to people.
Yes.
Is about the only thing.
You're very personable.
That's about the only thing I can think I'm even good at. So I'm hoping by breaking that up, I'll be able to manage the episodes where we do topics and stuff a little bit easier.
Yeah, sounds good. And who knows? All this stuff we said could just go out the window, and we might just come back and be a pizza review podcast.
I wouldn't hate it because I like pizza.
Yeah.
So from us to you out there, folks, we really appreciate you.
Yes, we really do.
And because of that, across these magical airwaves called the internet, make sure you're good to yourselves.
Yes, whether I got money or not, I'll be in a canoe paddling, making fun of your yacht.